Hello, everyone. This is Lisa from Power Wheelchairs for Success, and today we are going to talk about routines and schedules. It might not seem like a important topic, but it is, especially when someone is new to using. So let me talk about routines and what they can do. I remember when I got back from the hospital and was using a wheelchair more than I really wanted to. I was kind of lost in terms of what to do next because I was working full time. So it's like, okay, now what? So the routine or the schedule that gets set up will help in several areas. First of all, building skills or rebuilding them as the case might be. And I'll talk about why my shirt is wet this morning. But when I came back, I was pretty weak and having to relearn and figure out, what I could do, what I couldn't do. Before I went to the hospital, I was doing my own laundry and I was discovering I couldn't do my laundry. It just wasn't possible from the wheelchair, just the way our laundry was set up. So, I could make my bed. That I could do. Does it look pretty? Does it look perfect? No. But the goal of the routine or the schedule is not for it to be perfect, but for the person to be able to discover what they can do, what they can't do, and we'll go through other points of the importance of the routine. Self-worth. If you're laying all day in bed and you don't move and everybody's bringing you stuff, what's life worth? You begin to ask yourself, what am I worth? What am I contributing to? Being a person who is useful is really important in all aspects. Even us who are in wheelchairs, we do have things to offer. So it kind of helps us to build up and figure out the things that we are good at from the chair. And also, as we're going through a set routine, we have to learn how to pace ourselves because everybody is different. Everybody has different pain, different braces, different preparations they have to do, regards to getting themselves set up in the wheelchair. So let me talk a little bit about the routine that I had to set up for myself. So of course, when I got back, I wasn't ready to just move around and do stuff. I had to kind of slowly get into the pace of things. So in the beginning, it was just get yourself out of bed, which was not easy. I don't want to get up. Get up already. Come on, get going. So I would get myself out of bed. I would get dressed the best I could, and I would go downstairs and have breakfast. If I did it the other way around, the way I usually did stuff is I would get up right away, take some early medications that I had, I would take a shower, then I would go downstairs, have breakfast, and I would go to work. Then I would be at work all day, and and then I would be home. However, and I worked from home. I would just go to a different room to work. But when I got back from the hospital, I had to get up, get dressed. I was slow, but I could do it. I would get dressed, go downstairs. I would skip the shower because the shower for me kills my energy. And by the time I get downstairs for breakfast, I'm shaking. And it's hard for me to focus and a little difficult for me to handle breakfast in a order that makes any sense. So I skip the shower, get dressed, go downstairs, have breakfast, come back up, and I still have to kind of sit for a little bit because downstairs I have some medications that I take, and that helps me to get going. It's a lot of pain medications and other stuff that helps me go to get going. So Um, so I just sit for a little bit. I do some computer work, and then I get back to the rest of my routine. I'll go in and do some other medications I need to do. Um, I'll make my bed, and then, I'll stop and rest for a little bit, do a little bit more computer work, and then I'll go downstairs and check out office stuff and messages I need to disperse. Then I'll come up to my room and clean up a little bit more. So I just really have to pace myself with the physical stuff versus verbal things that I can do in the meantime. So it's not about doing everything all at once. Some people can't do that. Some people can. I cannot. My muscles will not cooperate. So I'll end up just being totally exhausted and in so much pain that I can't do the rest of my day. So I have to have those moments of physical activity, then take a break, then do a little bit more physical activity. And in the process, I was learning what I could do, what I couldn't do. And one of the things I absolutely couldn't do was my laundry. I didn't want to let go of it. I wanted to do it on my own, but I was causing myself more exhaustion and more pain than it was really worth. So the aides kind of took over for me, and they're doing my laundry. So do I feel defeated? No, not really. I mean, at the beginning, it was like I felt a little weird, but it made sense because there was other things that I could do, and so I swapped it out for other things that I am capable of doing. So pacing yourself and slowing down and not hurting yourself, you can learn quite a few things, You learn what you can and can't and really can't do or shouldn't be doing, and what you struggle with the most. So you can swap it out for something else that you are capable of doing. Maybe your husband or your caregiver does the laundry, but you can do the dishes. Or you can go out and do some errands while your husband or cousin or sister vacuums, So, and what does this do? The routine also, at the end of the day, gives you some sense of accomplishment. Wow, I was able to do all these things. I got myself up, I did breakfast, I did lunch, I helped out with the errands, I went to pick up the mail. There's all kinds of things that you can do, but you have to discover them, and that comes with the routine and a schedule. So does it have to be perfect? No. You'll see that my shirt is all wet. Of course not. It's not perfect. I had a little oopsie in the bathroom this morning. So, I got my shirt wet, but I was able to do my cleanup and everything else. I did take a shower this morning. Sometimes I do have to push for my shower in the morning because I have meetings and I want to look my best. Just because we're in a wheelchair doesn't mean we are in a mess, all day long. So, especially for meetings, I like to take my shower in the morning, even though it's hard for me. And breakfast will be a little weird because I'll be shaking and out of it, but it'll pass. I just don't want to get up. No, I don't want to get up. No. Knock it off over there. Get up already. It's late. You have a meeting today. Get going. It'll pass. It'll pass. If I sit at the computer a little bit and just let my muscles calm down, I'll be good for the rest of the day. So, but usually my showers should happen later in the day, like in the afternoon or the evening, because I'll have a little bit more medication in me and a little bit more strength. So it just all depends on the person's condition, their needs. Some people can get into a really cool and good routine. Other people, just depends on our wheelchair needs and medications and our condition, our pain levels, all of that. So routines are really important. So try to establish for yourself, for the person in the wheelchair, to establish their routine, or for the caregiver to suggest some routines, or to help the person who is in the wheelchair to get into a routine that works for them, because sometimes the caregiver suggestions or the family members' suggestions might not be the best. The person in the wheelchair really has to discover what works. And sometimes a therapist or the doctor might be able to make some suggestions as well. You know, I was almost in tears because when I would try to do my shower in the morning, things would just go haywire for me, and I just couldn't figure out why. You know, what was I doing wrong? And it was just the amount of energy that I have to use to do that particular task. So we had to swap it out for something else. The accomplishment is to get up, get my clothes on, and get downstairs. That's all I have to do. Sometimes, because I have meetings or I have other events I need to go to, I take a shower in the morning. But then I know I have to take a little bit more time to rest after breakfast to let my muscles calm down from pain and calm down from spasms. So, yeah, I'm still shaking a little bit, but thank you for telling me that was there. So that is my suggestion for today, to figure out a routine, and that helps with just knowing that and feeling human in the morning and feeling like you are contributing, that the person in the wheelchair is contributing in some shape or form. And so try to solve that. Try to put that into motion. Doesn't have to be the first day when they come back out of the hospital, for sure. Just let them gradually kind of get into something that works for them, a schedule that'll work. And as they gain confidence, as they gain strength, as they gain, that self-worth back, then the routine, you can start adding a few things here and there. But that just depends on their capacity. So anyway, think it through. The person in the wheelchair can help contribute to a type of routine. If they have memory issues, you can write it down and have it in writing and put it on the wall so they can remember, oh yeah, at this time I do this, and at this time I need to do that. And any special out of the ordinary task, also write it down. I have to write down things all the time. Due to medication and pain levels, I will tend to forget. So anything in writing will be very helpful. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. If you have any comments, suggestions, experiences that you've had, please post them down below, as always, over there. And make sure you come back, because this channel is all about wheelchairs. Wheelchairs from A to Z. For the person who uses the wheelchair, to caregivers, to industries. We send messages to the industries that create wheelchairs and give them suggestions. So all of that. So all of you help build this channel. This is not just about me yakking, talking to you, but also you and your comments and your questions and your experiences also help contribute to building up information for those who use wheelchairs and want to learn something new or try something new. So our comments and questions are very useful for anyone and for each other. All right, take care, stay well, and be safe. Bye-bye.